We had, in the first reading, when Father Anthony read the first reading, we see them anointing the very first deacons. And how blessed we are, we in this parish, because for our deacons, Deacon Angelo, Deacon Vic, Deacon Dennis, and although, unfortunately, at these moments we don't see them, we know that they are still praying for our parish. What a blessing that is. Maybe not visible right now, but we know them. We know them from the CYO games. We know them from wakes. We know them from baptisms, ministries that are homebound, pre-Cana. We know them, and we will see them again at this Mass. So thank you, Deacon Angelo. Thank you, Deacon Vic, and thank you, Deacon Dennis. We are blessed that you are among us. You know, in the gospel reading today, Jesus offers us some incredibly comforting words, I think. You know, I'm preparing a place for you, individually. I'm preparing a place for you. When we move on from this reality, it's not that we get meshed into some kind of soul soup or some gigantic soul, or we get mingled in with something else. He says, in my Father's house, there are many rooms, one for each of you, one for who you were called to be, one, a room for the person that you were meant to be. And Jesus tells us this, and he tells us, I'm preparing a place for you. I want you with me. I came to be with you. I have always been with you, and I will bring you with me. Wow. The reason that we exist is to be with him. And he says, I'm getting ready, and I will come and take you to me. Even more comforting than that, I am coming for you. So often I say at funerals, pardon me, when Jesus coming for us, to somebody that we love or somebody that we know, towards the end of their time here, do they start getting confused at the end of their earthly journeys? Do they start getting lost? We may get lost, but he doesn't. Jesus doesn't. I will come for you. Jesus tells us flat out, I'm preparing a place for you. I will come for you. Jesus is preparing the place. The question is, are we? Are we getting prepared? You know, Thomas asks him at this point, where? I don't know where you're going. How? We don't know the way. And what does Jesus answer him? I am the way. I am the way. I, Jesus, am the way for you. And we know him. We know Jesus. So through him, we know the way. The way of Jesus is humility. The way of Jesus is self-giving. That should be the way for his followers, huh? That should be the way for us. The way of Jesus is not about pride or indignation or impatience. The way of Jesus is not about ego. Do you know who I am? Do you know what I deserve? That's the way our culture is teaching us. It's about me. Recognize me. Give me what I deserve. But Jesus comes from heaven. Where he was just fine, thank you very much. And he comes from heaven to be with us. Why? Because he loves us. He comes from heaven, and what do we give him? A cross. Wow. Obviously, there were some that did not recognize him. Obviously, that is not what he deserved. But he did it anyway. He did it for love. He did it for us. Because that's what true love is about. True love for someone else. True love for another. So we look into our lives and see, which way am I following? Am I following the way of Jesus, or am I following a different way? Jesus is the way. He was from the beginning. He is right now. And Jesus is going to come again. He will come and take us to where we belong. Are we on his way? He will come for each of us. And at that moment, we're going to have a discussion about the way or the path that we chose for our lives. At that moment, we're going to be looking over our lives, he and each one of us. And I believe that he's going to look at us and say, do you want the room that I prepared for you, or did you spend your life making your own room? Did you spend your life looking for a different way or a different thing? Do you want the room that I have prepared, or did you spend time trying to make your own? God is love, period. To be in a mansion of many rooms that he prepared means to be totally immersed in this self-giving love. That's what Jesus makes available to us. Jesus is not only our destination, Jesus is our way, and that's who we are, followers of him. So that is what we do. Today, we celebrate the people who, for many of us, were the first to point out the true way for us. Today we celebrate our mothers, who, by the definition of the word, are self-giving. From the definition of the word, from the moment of their motherhood. And so, for all mothers, for all grandmothers, for all godmothers, and for all of those who are fulfilling that role without that title, but who are watching and caring for others in the way that mothers care for them, we are blessed with you, and we bless you. I ask everybody who's watching today, at some point, that let those who have cared for us, or who treat us with a mother's love, let them know that we do appreciate them. And if they have gone to the room prepared for them by Jesus, pray with us for them. If they need that blessing, it will be conveyed to them. If they're already with Jesus and they don't need that blessing, you know what mothers do. They're going to mirror it back right on you. They're going to say, I know what you need, and here, take this blessing you intended for me. I'm your mother. You take it. Because that's what mothers